I bet we're glitchy.
Yep. Something popped up here. It said, stream quality has been lowered blank, and I didn't quite get to the end.
Oh, why didn't you get to the end? Can you not read fast enough?
Well, yeah.
What do you think it is? Stream... Oh, God. Hiccup. Stream quality. Yeah, we're getting yelled at for not paying the internet bill. Unfortunately, we don't pay the internet bill. But the folks here at Brew Fitness, thanks for hosting.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Or having us as...
It's fun here.
Podcast spot live, or we can, make sure that we're surrounded by very fit individuals so that we look a little more fit, I think, right? Maybe people think we would work out and enjoy being healthy individuals, but in reality, we're both... I'm working on my dad bod. You got your dad bod going, right?
Full effect.
I'm making funny faces on these glitching screens. Oh, goodness.
Let me guess. This is going to be a text from Dylan.
Ooh.
There it is, Dylan.
Dylan. You know what, Dylan?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with this music or the whole glitching. We really have no idea. We were, at least 60 episodes deep and had no issues whatsoever.
So it can't...
So it's one of you
whatever
guys,
you just did?
Yeah.
Whatever you just did, I got no sound in my headphones now.
Interesting.
Oh, that's better. Nope, it's worse. All right, better. Higher, lower.
Higher, lower, higher.
So it can't be the graphics, so y'all can stop saying it's the graphics. We didn't play them.
We got no graphics going.
Should we start?
I think we just go. We can start it over if you want.
Output. Audio output. NDI output. Virtual cam. I don't know.
What was the NDI output?
What's that? Off?
Oh. Whoa. 1080. We don't look good in 1080p.
All right. I don't know what that means. I wish I would have read what that said up there. Should I use echo cancellation? At least they're having fun.
Are they having fun?
Rodecaster Pro multi-channel.
I love the... How about now? Remember, I know like when we had weird sound.
Can you hear me now?
When we had the weird sound, it had everything to do with a button we had to push on that thing.
Yeah.
But I think the glitchiness is literally just... There's something going on with the streaming, the Wi-Fi here, that doesn't allow us to come over the airwaves very well.
Hotspots.
I bet there's some kind of really, 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 really smart human that knows a lot about that kind of technology that maybe could give us some pointers.
Spot. Maybe we should just buy a hotspot.
I'm just saying, maybe we should try to have one of our listeners fix the problem.
Yeah, because
I'm sure there is a setting, or there's like I don't know, close out of things on your end, like make sure your computer is like completely
refreshed,
not like whatever, erase the cookies kind of idea, right?
Oh, I like cookies. Cookies sound good right now.
The wife bought a big thing of cookies.
Gone.
Almost.
I believe it.
I mean, she's pregnant, so it's like when she sees something, she wants it, she buys it. And I'm not complaining because they were chocolate chip cookies this time. What do we think? We're still glitchy.
Yeah, I was going to say it looked like it was better, but it's not.
Why don't you stop it and we'll redo it?
You want to?
Yeah.
All right.
See?
Hold on. Are they going to be able to find us? Because I can't stop it because there's a link.
Oh, you can't like stop it and then reopen it?
No.
Oh, interesting.
So, that's all right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm doing?
What?
How about this? I rejoined, and
it's no better.
It's no better. It's a little better, actually.
Do you think we need to... We keep sliding forward. Do we have to slide back?
What do you mean? The table?
Yeah.
No, we don't got to slide back. I mean, that has nothing to do with it. What I think we could do We've stopped the show before and restarted it, haven't we? Yeah, that's what I was laughing at. I was like, man, I make funny faces. Let's make another funny face.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron.
Wow.
Well, this is Candid Athletic Training, and you might get this. Should we start the show and just cut out all that for the audio?
I mean, yeah.
Just hit the music, and we'll edit the first
And that's what usually
6
happens.
minutes out.
Ready, set,
Go.
Welcome to the Candid Athletic Training Podcast.
My name is Chad.
And I'm Kevin.
Thanks for tuning in to episode 163.
Oh, man, I really hope that, no, there was no glitching. This is actually the real show, and we're not restarting the show whatsoever. And,
No, we would never.
We would never do that kind of thing. This is a very high-quality show that's produced by two very smart individuals when it comes down to technology. Well,
That's okay. Thanks for sticking with us, everyone.
You know what? If you're looking for something else, you didn't want to click on the Candid Athletic Training Podcast, I'd encourage you to just stick around.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have some laughs. You're going to have some fun. Maybe you're going to cry a little bit because who knows? Maybe we'll make fun of you. But
We'll make fun of anything.
Candid Athletic Training Podcast, CandidAthleticTraining.com, at Candid_ATC is all of our social media handles.
Yeah.
That's right. Handles?
Handles.
So, can't thank Brew Fitness enough. We would like you to pay a little bit more premium on your Wi-Fi, but that's okay. Now, we also need to
We still love you, Ryan.
our great friends over at Healthy Roster, healthyroster.com. All of your EMR needs will be satisfied over at healthyroster.com.
You're going to get a chance to speak to the main man, Dan.
No.
Main man, Dan.
When?
1 week from tonight, he's going to come on our show.
What? You got to be kidding me.
You know what? That's a great way to start National Athletic Training Month. Although, technically, it's tomorrow. Our next show, we're recording on March the...
For these folks, it's not.
6th? That'd have to be March 6th.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. March 6th next Monday.
March 6th, next Monday. So
7th?
happy National Athletic Training Month to you if you're listening to this not on a live stream. I'm excited for National Athletic Training Month.
As you should be.
Good times.
Had by all. I think we have a very good kickoff National Athletic Training Month show today.
We are. I think last week we had a really good show. I think this week's going to be fun too. We got a very fun very fun. Kevin came up with a very
fun facts.
Very
True
unique
facts.
fat. It's going. I haven't thought about it too much, which is going to be great. We have a fun top 5. FMK might make you laugh. It'll probably make you shake your head. Actually, it might make you facepalm.
Facepalm.
FMK is going
don't hit
to
yourself in the face.
Ruin your night.
Wow. I don't even know what it is, people. Yep. I'm being surprised as you are.
And we have a super, super important featured topic tonight. We're going to talk red flags.
That's like the only serious thing we've talked about in the last few weeks.
I know. Red flags when it comes to the hiring, the interviewing. When looking for a job, what are the red flags you should be looking out for?
What are the red flags for a new job? Okay. Yeah.
So.
Can't wait. Can't wait to hear yours.
I mean, we thanked Healthy Roster. We thanked Brew Fitness. Oh, I wanted to ask you, spring. Is spring the most athletic training? If we were doing a fat of the seasons, I think spring would be my number one choice.
We've done this.
Have we?
Fat.
I just feel like spring is like that.
Optimism.
it's like that optimism, yank it away. And that's what the athletic training profession is right now.
Also,
I'm going to have an easy day. I'm going to have a nice day. No, you're not.
So
the weather's going to turn. No, it's not.
Yeah. So that's your favorite? You like the give and take?
No, I just think it represents athletic training quite a bit. Yeah. It's got that feeling as a, like, I just going to open up that glimmer just a little. Let's close it.
I think some people would argue fall from the standpoint of, like, it just starts off so beautiful at the beginning of your year and like season.
We're
and
doing
then
double fat tonight.
By the end of it, you're wearing boots and layers and you're freaking pissed off at the world. Oh, God, it's raining, but it's also snowing at the same time. Ugh. It's kind of fall. And then, honestly, at least here in Wisconsin, and here in Wisconsin, we have all 4 seasons. They tend to, be very different. Winter feels like Groundhog's Day, right? It's Groundhog's Day.
Winter?
It's cold, and it's cold.
Repeat.
It's cold, and it's gray, and it's cold, and it's gray, and no sun, gray, cold. So that's some athletic training professions, but I don't think it's many. I think most of us have a little variation in our days.
Yeah. We got a new live streamer tonight.
We do.
Well, not necessarily new to our live stream. Tyler is on. So, Tyler, welcome.
What's up, Tyler?
He's not, he's been here before, but now he's an official paid member. So, welcome.
We got a new member today, too.
Who?
Isn't
that Tyler?
No. Today, Mr. Luke McCarthy.
Oh, Luke.
I don't know where Luke is today, but
Luke hopefully is joining us.
Can't wait to hear from you, Luke. You can join all of these lovely people on this live broadcast.
You know what? It's National Athletic Training Month. We should give people discounts on stuff.
What? I already give them discounts on everything.
You never raised the price back up to normal, did you? It's been just on a...
I can't remember. Let's see.
If you're listening to this, go to our website, check out our memberships, check out our gear. It might also be discounted.
Totally forgot to raise the prices.
It's been on discount all 2022. And it's National Athletic Training Month, so we're not going to raise them until at least the end of the month.
Yeah. Should we talk about what's coming for National Athletic Training Month that everybody on the live stream is talking about?
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about, but sure.
All right. So if you're new to the program, and most of you that are on the live stream right now are not new to the program, but if you're new to the program because you're listening to this next week, we do something called the Fat Bracket. Every National Athletic Training Month, we do a Fat Bracket. Basically what it is...
Is there a golf clap?
Oh, maybe. We will do a bracket of... Yeah, here we go.
Fat Bracket, everyone.
Woo. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
So, it's March. It's madness. It's a bracket. You should get the gist. We will rank our
64
top fat participants.
Not fat, not like size.
Fictional athletic trainer people.
Yeah.
And what we'll do, everybody fills out your bracket. We'll give you like a week and a half, something like that to fill them out. What we really want more than anything, we want this to create the conversation of why would, say, I don't know, who did we do last week?
We did
I should look.
Encanto.
Yeah, Encanto. Okay, so like why would this character from Encanto be better than Spider-Man? Right? So we're trying to create the conversations with you, trying to create the conversations between you and your athletes, you and your coaches. So we will always try to promote the profession by having fun. And this has been easily our most popular thing, I think, that we've done.
For sure.
In order to create the conversation of why an athletic trainer is good at their job.
So we'll have those out as soon as possible. Kevin and I know we got to get to it.
Yeah, we're working on it. So we used to do it. We used to do it weekly, right? Mm-hmm. Each round was like per week, and it dragged on too long. So we condensed it a lot last year. It worked out so much better. So We will obviously keep you all very updated. I think the NCAA tournament starts mid-March this year.
They're in conference tournaments this week.
Yeah, it's like March 13th or something like that. And to anticipate around that time is when we'll actually start doing the actual voting.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Which will give you a couple weeks to just talk.
I promise we will get the fat brackets out this week. By the time you're listening to this, live listeners, you'll have this for next week. We are going to bring Dan from Healthy Roster on. It's one of his favorite times of year. He wanted more than anything to be on for the fat bracket. We will probably announce a lot of the fat bracket next week live, March 6th.
Yeah. Again, this is just our way of creating a jumping off or a talking point for you and your athletes.
And remember, if you
building relationships. Yeah. We're gonna hold on to that for a few minutes.
Yeah, and remember, so we will always have this show will be free for every athletic trainer all of National Athletic Training Month. So if you are listening to this March 6th, you're driving to work and you're saying, crap, I'm going to have to wait until next week to hear Dan and the boys talk about fat brackets. Nope. You can jump on next week live with everybody else. It will be open to the public, and we're going to talk about fats.
Just jump on.
Yep.
8 p.m. Central. That's when we do the live stream.
So, anything else?
And we are the original fat bracket. I know there are other versions of this fictional athletic trainer tournament thing going around.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, stick with
the OGs.
The OGs, right?
But, all right. Enough of that.
Let's get on.
Let's do our show.
A show. I can't believe you used a graphic.
I know.
The whole show is going to end now. There's zero chance that the rest of the show is going to be happening.
I know. All right, Kevin. We're going to start with our top 5.
Okay. Oh, no.
You haven't written it. You just wing it.
I'll make it up.
Kevin, top 5 this week.
Yep.
We asked 100 athletic trainers.
Yeah.
What's the easiest part of athletic training?
Whoa. What is the easiest part of athletic training? Oh. All right, I'm going to go super personal on this one. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to...
That's what Candid is.
I'm not going to try to go for what I think is easy for everybody else. I'm going to say what was easy for me or is easy for me.
Yeah, you're not trying to guess the...
Yeah. All right. Number 1, working hard. To me, it's just really easy. It's easy to just work hard. In fact, I prefer it. I prefer to be busy. I prefer to... I know it sounds weird, but I prefer to get my ass kicked at work sometimes because there's a badge of honor, I think, that comes with it.
Absolutely.
Because I think it makes those times when you're not busy so valuable. It really shows me the importance of that downtime, right? So number 1, working hard. Number 2, you know what? Studying.
Studying was the easiest part of athletic training?
Yeah. I've talked about this on the podcast before, and I know I've talked about it with a lot of other people. I have a lot of conversations with parents now because that's probably my main demographic is that high school to college parent. And the idea of going to college and parents being frustrated that maybe their kid hasn't picked a major or, they picked a major that, oh my gosh, what are you going to do with that? The classic, well, what are you going to do with a philosophy degree?
Yeah.
You're going to teach philosophy or what are you going to do? And where I always steer the conversation is when I was in college, the moment I knew I was in the right, major, I was sitting in a coffee shop and I was excited to study something.
Okay.
I was actually stoked to
You're embracing it.
Memorize something so that I knew it. Not just so I can get a good grade. It was really it was a weird feeling to know that this is actually something I really want to be in. So, studying. Number 3. easiest part of athletic training?
You're stumped.
I'm going to say like talking about athletic training.
Okay.
And like promoting the profession is really easy to me. I love geeking out about athletic training and, to be very honest, spilling that into like why we're really good at treating the human body. That's super easy for me. I can stand in front of 5 people or 500 people and like geek out about it.
Or you can talk into a microphone for hours every week about it.
That's true. What am I? That's 3?
That's 3.
Okay, number 4, shoulder evaluations. Because I've done so many of them that now it's really easy.
In your sleep.
In my sleep. I can treat a shoulder. I can examine a shoulder. And legitimately, sometimes I'm doing things and I don't really realize I'm doing them. Because my brain or my body, whatever guides me there, I just do it. So it's really easy to me. But that didn't come with like instant success. I mean, that was just years and years and years of touching shoulders and moving shoulders around. But I know that that's a body part that for a lot of people they struggle with. Last but
you
not
said
least,
this was easy for you, not for the general public,
easy
so that's fine.
Me. The eating schedule.
There is no eating schedule.
That's okay. So it's exactly why I went with that way. I can either not eat for a really long time, but when you give me a chance to eat, I'm going to eat a lot. I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day. It's really weird. I can go hours upon hours without eating and just keep going and going and going. But when I sit down to eat, I can eat like a madman. And I'm not a very big guy.
I was just thinking, like, I can eat really quick. Like, you have 30 seconds to finish this. Okay, so those are your 5. Let's take a look at what the real top 5 was for this week. 100 athletic trainers were asked, what's the easiest part of athletic training? In 5th place, we had 6 people say talking with people. Just having a conversation with an athlete. All right. In 4th place, 8 people said the easiest part of athletic training is taping.
Yeah.
Taping is easy.
It's a skill, right? I mean, like, when was the last time you taped somebody?
September.
Like
October.
Your old job, right?
Yeah. October.
Yeah, I mean, I've taped one ankle.
We don't have any 1.5 white tape in our clinic. We don't.
Me neither.
We don't. We have
I have K.
We have
K
some
tape runner, that's it.
Coban.
Yep. I could imagine that.
We have some 1/2-inch paper tape for splinting fingers.
Okay. You don't have any like cohesive like power flex?
The Coban.
Yeah. So old school there.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time I taped an ankle was definitely I covered a volleyball tournament. That's 2 years ago now. Probably like 2 years ago this era, like February. It is definitely riding a bike, but I would definitely say I ain't good at riding that bike. I lost a little bit of it.
Really?
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I can't wait till the next time I try and do
You
one.
probably didn't. You've taped a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, we had a tie for second place.
Yeah.
9 athletic trainers apiece said the easiest part of athletic training is watching the games. Sitting there just watching the game. And
Disagree.
that's the time where I think I was like, man, there's some stressful moments in athletic training, but every once in a while you just sit there and go, I'm getting paid to sit here and watch this. Nothing's happened. I'm just sitting here watching, observing. In case we're like the insurance policy, we're your auto insurance. You have to pay us, and you hope that it never gets used. I've often thought that.
I don't think we get paid enough then. If we're insurance.
Auto insurance, yeah, we need more premium.
We definitely need higher
more premium, more deductibles.
Definitely, Kevin. Drinking the coffee.
Tied with watching the games is just caring. It's easy to care.
Caring is sharing.
Care Bears. We should do that as a Care Bear fat. I couldn't name any Care Bear.
I couldn't name a single one. I was actually just too young, I feel, for it.
I remember
my sister loved them.
I was too busy watching.
It's probably a little more
a gender. It's a gender. It's a gender thing for me. I remember them being on. I just didn't care.
Care Bears. I remember them like pointing their chests to the sky.
Well, let's get into that next week. Number one, the easiest part of athletic training. 24 people said connecting, building relationships was the number one thing. It's easy to build a relationship.
Like Lincoln Logs.
Yeah. Which I think it's a pretty, I think when you talk to most people about what's the best part of athletic training, you get the camaraderie. I think that's
it's definitely the best.
Yeah.
I
do you think it's hard?
Good for people like
do you think
finding it easy. No, I don't find it hard.
No, I don't.
But I do know people that do find it hard.
Yeah.
They find it hard to be like in a group of humans and it's just everything gels.
Okay, a couple other ones. Couple votes for making water and Gatorade. Easy.
Not really.
Dressing.
It's pain in the ass.
Dressing. Is the dress easy?
Dressing? Like putting clothes on?
Working as an athletic trainer, the dress code. Somebody said complaining. It's easy to complain.
Very easy to complain. I think we do it all too well.
Making ice bags.
That is pretty easy.
Bus rides.
Sarcasm. So easy.
The sarcasm that comes with athletic training.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Locking the door at night is easy. I gotta go.
I like that.
Band-Aids are easy.
Click. Band-Aids?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes they're tricky, man. If you got gloves on, sometimes they're sticking everywhere. Maybe you got to do a funny angle. Maybe it's not the perfect size Band-Aid. Maybe you only have 1 by 3 inch Band-Aids and you can't. Yeah. You need something bigger, and then you got to makeshift one out of 4 different Band-Aids. That's not the easiest thing in the world.
I don't know. Getting a lot of love for watching the games, like
I don't find that the easy part.
No, you stressed out about it. The whole time you were stressed.
I was always stressed.
Not me.
Numero uno.
Okay, what's easier?
Stressed.
What's easier? Watching a game or watching a practice? Now, you didn't have as many practices. Practice is so
easy.
I'm gonna be honest.
Baseball players
watching baseball practice
work hard.
There's so many times where I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. I cannot watch another friggin' 10 minutes of BP here.
See, and that's how okay.
Head nod. Nod.
Absolutely.
Holy shit. What are we still doing?
But is that easy or is that hard?
It's hard. Okay. It's hard staying awake sometimes for that shit. Yeah. At least in the game, it's like guys running in and out and back and forth, and there's something going on. Very rarely did I want to fall asleep during a game.
No, I never wanted to fall asleep during a game. Maybe I did a few times, but no, I think the games were tough and not an easy part because they were always out of your control. Everything about them were out of your control. And so I think that's a very hard thing.
There's no different than the rest of the day. There are so many things that are out of your control as an athletic trainer. That's what our job description is to adjust to shit.
Yeah, but
other than maybe the rehab, you're in charge of rehab. Look, no, this is what you're going to do because I said so. Simon says.
Yeah, and you can
touch your toes and don't round your back.
This is when you're going to come in to get your treatment. This is what we're going to do for treatment. Absolutely. I think the game is easy because it's most of the time just sitting there.
Kevin Joyce, easiest part, hospitality room. That's a solid answer. Oh, Zach's back.
Uh-oh. Dylan's mad at everybody.
No, that's all right. Sarcasm.
That's what he's finding easy right now, sarcasm.
So that's your top 5.
Okay.
Where do you want to go?
Fat.
All All right, give it to him. You came up with this fantastic fact. I have to wrap my head around it right now.
Yeah, so I'm fully entrenched. I look forward to it every day, but I do my Wordle every single day. It's not true.
I downloaded a version that's like a knockoff brand, I guess, because I can do like as many Wordle.
If I look at my Wordle score, let's see here, Wordle, and I have to Google Wordle website to get to it because I don't know why they make it so hard to get to it. I don't want to.
That's why you just download the app that I have, and you can play as many as you want.
It's not the real Wordle. I've played 28 times.
How many wins?
I'm 100% win. I have not gotten any on the first try or second try. I dominate by the fourth. I've gotten quite a few third.
Dominate by the fourth.
Yeah, look, I dominate by the fourth. I'm on a current 3 streak, but I have had 15 streaks. So there's definitely been days I haven't done it, but I've been doing it for about a month. I love it. I think it's a great little wake up the brain teaser. And it got me thinking, what are the big phone app games, whatever, that have captured the world? I
haven't had a good mobile phone game that I've been addicted to in so long. And like last night I was up. Yeah. I was like, I want something. I need something. I love mobile games on my phone, and I just haven't had anything. And I have to tell myself, look, I have more productive things to do. But if anybody can recommend something, man, I like the Marvel games, the Star Wars games, whatever it might be, strategy, strategy.
You know, it was I looked up the top paid games, at least on Android or Google Play, and one of the top was it was called The Room, and it was like an escape room.
I've played the first version, the second version, and the third. Yeah. We had that on my phone. Yeah. Or on my iPad.
Your iPad way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to download them. I think I'm going to get back to them because I think they're awesome.
Abby said Wordle in 2 today.
Oh, that's impressive. I got Wordle in 4. But so it got me thinking. You know, and I'm not gonna do spoiler alerts or anything.
Wordle,
but Wordle versus Candy Crush. Have you ever even played Candy Crush?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I had it for a while.
I haven't played it in a really long time.
No, I haven't either. I mean, it's.
I think it's been a good maybe 4 to 5 years, I would say. Maybe 3.
What level do you think you were on?
Oh, God. Couple hundred, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. If I was like around the 200, maybe. I only played for a month or so, maybe 2 months.
My wife still plays it.
Really?
Like, she's got to be on I don't even know how many levels there are, but I'm not kidding, I would guess she's on like 1,500 or something. Like, it's ridiculous. She's been playing it for years. She has not given up on it.
Okay. So let's think about let's think about this. Which one is going to make the best athletic trainer?
Okay. So the premise of one game,
it's got to be Wordle.
In Wordle,
you're figuring shit out.
And you're figuring it out in a very limited amount of
information. That's your athlete not giving you all. This is injury history.
And if you don't get it by 6, you're done. Now, Candy Crush is similar, but you just get to play again.
Yeah.
You just get to play again. And then you maybe get like 3, 5, depends on how many like bonuses you got, whatever. Like you get chances at it. Wordle is I'm getting closer and closer to the end or the climax.
Wait, are we on FMK already?
No, okay. Not yet. But you got to figure it out. And if we figure it out in 2, good for us. But if we figure it out in 6, also good for us.
Dylan is pissed off today.
Why is he mad?
He said Kevin would have an Android green button shit.
Hey. We don't need to get in the iPhone Android debate.
All right. I do agree. I think the information gathering is just straight up injury evaluation. Now the creativity, I will say Candy Crush lends itself to, you have to think a little bit more creative. That's a little bit more rehab based. Like there's multiple ways of doing something.
There is.
You got to figure out the best way. Oh boy.
And there's some like, there's kind of like saving your bullets in that one. Like Candy Crush, you know, you'd save your donut or whatever with all the sprinkles so that it would like destroy the whole screen.
Mm-hmm.
You'd save like, you need to put 2 and 2 together, like so that you could make like a supernova like explosion.
So here's another thought. Wordle starts out the exact same. It's not like Groundhog Day. 5 letters.
5 letters.
You can start the same thing.
You could use the same word every single day.
It's basically like an injury eval. But Candy Crush, maybe there's some frozen ice blocks. Maybe there's some like blocks in the way. It's more like what you're going to experience in an athletic training setting.
It's true.
Each day is going to be a little bit unique, and you have to maneuver around.
True.
Oh boy, this is going to be way harder than I originally thought.
So true.
Oh God!
And each day, each athlete's different.
Day by day by day.
I mean, Wordle's going to be your. Oh, if I start my day off strong, I have a really good chance of accomplishing everything I need to accomplish.
Wordle might just be too much routine. It's a routine. You're going to have your first guess. It might be the same. Like I have a coworker. She's like, I guessed the same word. My first word is about, ABOUT. I get to place the A, the O, and the U. I'm like, oh, I would have gone with something like an E, something with an E. Like I would have gone with heart, HEART. You're gonna get more. I mean, I don't know.
I use a different word every time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to, and I just literally like whatever's going on that day, just whatever. It's worked so far.
Yeah, I mean you're 100% success rate, which is not athletic training.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Candy Crush. You just the tiebreaker was the fact that if you tell me that there's gonna be a 100% success rate, I'm out.
I mean, could you have a 100% success rate, but you are bound for failure as an athletic trainer? Probably. But you're right, Candy Crush.
I totally did a 180 from where I thought I was going to go.
I think it is Candy Crush. I think there's too, like, you can be way too strategic and way too, there's a finite amount of options, and in Wordle, when you pick that letter, and if it doesn't work, it goes away, right? It is the injury eval.
It is. It's a way better representation of what an injury, like
it is
injury history.
I think it's a great athletic training student.
But the rest of athletic training,
if the athletic training student could get really good at Wordle, you'd have a good grasp of like what do you have to be really good at so that you can handle all the chaos of Candy Crush. You know what I'm saying? What do you got? What are these live listeners saying?
Canoe would be a good first word.
That is a great first word.
Yeah, good job, Zach.
I think I used pause as my first word today.
PAUSE.
I want to see.
AUEPS.
Nope, I used games.
Games.
I just went games, and then I did pride.
Tomorrow's Throne.
Throne.
Game of Throne.
Might as well.
Stare. STARE. Huh.
I mean,
anyways, everyone's got their own strategy.
There's supposed to be like and I think that's the eval, right?
Yeah.
There is a basics.
Can you tell me what happened?
There's a basics of like what you should do in every eval, but everybody has a different way of approaching it with what's the first question you ask, right? What's the first word you put in? There's supposed to be the perfect word to put in, but there's not.
No.
There's really not.
Okay, so I'm going Candy Crush.
I'm going to go Candy Crush.
I don't know why. Man, let's put that up on the social media. Holy fuck. We're going to do that. And that's going to be our first. So that Will this qualify for the fat bracket this year?
This will be the last one.
This is the last one for a fat bracket. Oh, Ed just sent me a text. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. It was tongue in cheek. I was thinking about you. Go fat bracket.
You know what? Dylan can go, whatever, making fun of me for having
I'm gonna before we leave.
Yeah.
Make sure I tweet that out to our people.
Okay.
Okay. FMK or friend or foe, Kev? What do you want to do?
FMK.
FMK. What are we going to call this? We're going to call this one the...
I don't know. I don't know what you're giving me.
This is going to be things you hear that are immediately going to piss you off because you know they're not true. Premonitions? False premonitions?
Okay.
You'll know when you hear.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to FMK the following things.
Okay.
I have a high pain tolerance.
Ooh.
As soon as you hear that person say, I had at least 3 people at work today that told me, I got a really high pain tolerance, but I'm here for you to look at this.
I got a really high pain tolerance.
High pain tolerance, number 1. Number 2.
Yeah.
Oh, practice is going to be really quick today. Ooh. Coach comes up and be like, hey, we're going to have a short practice. Okay?
Coach says it?
Coach says it. Oh, practice is going to be pretty short, pretty easy. Okay? Number 3.
Yeah.
I did my exercises at home. You have to FMK those. Because you know it when you hear them. They're bullshit. It's blah, blah, blah. I'm saying it, but I don't mean it.
I did my exercise at home. Coach says practice is going to be quick. I have a high pain tolerance. You know what? I'm going to take this approach. I'm going to marry. I did my exercises at home. And the reason I'm going to marry it is because I always know when they're lying. It's so easy to figure out when somebody's lying about it. Because as soon as you start talking about one, or like ask them to show you how to do it, or like, hey, let's see if you're like still doing it correctly. They don't know how to do it. Then I know you freaking aren't doing them at home. Or you know their personality. Like their personality is just like, yeah, you tell me to do something, I do it. And I will say, I will give my patients the credit. Most of my patients do their homework. I hate calling it homework. But they do their stuff at home. But they're also investing in it. They're like, it's a different world. So I'm going to marry it. Because I think I can call out the bullshit easier. Right?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to kill the coach saying quick practice. Because he is doomed everybody in that room or in the building that it's going to be a long practice. He's going to go back on his word. She's going to go back on their word. There's something's going to happen. They're not going to be happy with how the team's practicing because they said, hey, quick practice, don't worry about it. And they're all a little bit lackadaisical. And now they're like, I got to show everybody about. No. You know what? You should have just had the quick practice. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about Fight Club.
I was just going to say that.
So that leaves me effing the pain tolerance. And the reason I'm going to F it is...
because it's left over.
No, it's... So, numero uno, I don't know what your pain tolerance is because I can't feel your pain. I have no idea what your perceived level of pain is. But I can test it, right? I can go to spaces that I know you should be feeling some. I know that if I do this to you, it should be slightly uncomfortable. Now, we all perceive pain differently. What one person is painful, the next person's like, oh, yeah, give it to me. And so that's why I'm going to F it, because every once in a while, somebody just really wants it rough.
Nope.
And I'm willing to give it to them.
You got this one all wrong. You got this all wrong.
Bring it.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to actually, normally I don't know, I very rarely start with the effing, but I'm going to start with the effing tonight. I'm fucking fucking practice will be short tonight.
Really?
Because when you hear it, at least a small part of you gets a little excited.
You're gonna have to
just
tuck it?
A small. Yeah, you have to hide. It's an up tuck. It's a ball dick ball. It's like a division sign. Name the movie. Come on.
I'm sure it's forgetting.
It's super bad.
Oh, it is super bad.
It's the up tuck.
Oh yeah.
Even if you know, if you want to call BS, at least one part of you is like, oh my God, is there a small chance that I am going to get out of here early? And you're going to just end up being disappointed. And that's what effing is. Like, it's like, all right, the anticipation gets you more than the result.
But by the end of it, you're done. You're
just like, oh, fuck again. All right, here we go. Here we are again. Same old thing.
Man.
So I'll F.
Sorry for every girl that's ever gotten you naked.
Yeah, no shit. So I'll F with the practice being done early.
Oh, okay.
I think I will.
Just for that little bit of excitement. You just want that little butterfly.
The other two, if they say it, I don't care.
Okay.
How's it going to help me do my job?
Well, then now marry some. Let's go.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to marry I did my exercises at home.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to prove it to me.
Yeah. You're going to.
You're going to have to prove it to me.
Yeah.
It's probably like, if you said you did your exercises at home, I'm probably still in a rehab setting going to make you show me.
Absolutely.
Show me the money. And so if you did or didn't is really irrelevant.
Okay.
Because you're going to do them here again anyways. So it's like kind of like, oh, you know what, honey? You forgot to do the chores. We'll just do it together right now.
Yeah.
So I'll kill that stupid, I have a high pain tolerance. In no way will it ever help me.
No.
It should be stricken.
It really doesn't help you.
Stricken from
the records.
The records.
Judge.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
You could tell me your pain tolerance is blue.
Yeah.
Or lavender.
True. What do you think about the pain scale then?
Bullshit.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
Wow. Okay.
Do you want to know what the pain scale is?
That's Candid.
The pain scale should be.
Let's go. Bring it.
What motions can you do or not do?
Oh.
What? Movement. How can you move?
That doesn't make sense.
No. I don't care if you hurt when you do it, but can you do it? Like, okay, a little bit of it hurts when I do this is important, but I don't care if it hurts a little, a lot, infinity, 3,000. I love you, 3,000. I don't care what the number is.
3,000.
Can you do the movement?
Literally just
is there any sort of discomfort when you do the movement? You're watching Endgame again?
It was just on.
Oh,
it was on.
It really is good.
It's a great. I left.
Is it your number one
movie of all time?
Marvel movie?
Probably. Give me a sec. I will say I left as everybody was showing up on the left. Gives me chills every time. Every single time. I'm like, that's an awesome. That's what genius. Genius.
Which part? Sorry.
Like when all of a sudden Falcon's coming in and then
on your left.
On your left.
Yeah, it's so good.
Freaking genius.
Yeah.
Bring back a line.
The only little nitpick I have with that.
Uh-huh.
Why wasn't Falcon the first one through the portal then? Why did it have to be Black Panther? If it's Falcon first, then it just would have been perfect. It was like a 9.95 out of 10, not a 10.
And I'm not going to lie, I thought the same thing today.
Falcon should have been the first one through because that's the voice you hear.
Correct. I mean, imagine how epic it would have been if he flies in on the left, right past Captain America, and then everybody else shows up. Yeah. I would have changed that. If I was directing the movie, same.
Yeah.
Totally.
Julie and I just watched them both probably 6 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Like, she's like, I really want to watch Infinity War and Endgame again. We watched them probably over the course of a week. It took us a week to watch them both.
It's about right for you guys.
Yeah. I think Infinity War is a little bit better movie. A little bit better.
There's a couple things that still just don't sit well with me from Endgame.
Yeah.
And it's Fat Thor. It's like
they glossed over Incredible Hulk, like Dr. Hulk. They just glossed over the fact that he also now he's just like he's both. Yeah. Like you didn't show me how you got there. Like that's what everybody wanted to see, the transition. Yeah. You spent all this time in this fighting amongst them, and then you just give us, oh yeah, I figured it out.
Yeah.
There's just a few things in
and he
Endgame.
Also, it bothers me that like all of a sudden the Hulk banner doesn't display any hulkiness anymore. No. Like at no point is he the strongest guy out there. That's
what I was going to say. Like if you took like the stock of how important they were in the beginning, he was the guy. Massive. He wanted to see what the Hulk did, and all of a sudden he just became like.
But even at the end, like he kind of figures out the time travel, but not really.
He became the comedy piece, which
and I didn't like that.
No.
Now, overall though, I think it's pretty.
We're starting our own freaking podcast, separate podcast, not Athletic Training Later. We keep talking about it. We just got to do it. We got microphones and everything. All right, Kevin, that's our FMK.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you this as a friend or foe. All right.
Yeah.
Supply rooms. Okay. And I mean that in the term of having some of your supplies in one area and then the rest of them in another area. Is that a friend or a foe?
Say it again.
Having a supply room or having your supply. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
UW Milwaukee. Taping.
I know it.
Taping. Yep. Mm-hmm. We'll keep a couple boxes of tape in the taping room.
Yep.
And the majority of the rest of the tape is back in a storage facility.
Yeah.
Is that friend or foe? Having your supplies in two different areas. Do you see what I'm saying? Where I'm getting at here?
I do.
Because to me, now you're just handling it twice.
Yeah.
You're moving it twice. Like, I get it. It's nice to have a storage facility because you can store more, and usually you can't store a ton where you need it.
I'm thinking back. So my athletic training room that I had in AA.
Yep.
The previous athletic trainer had a corner of the the big equipment room where all the extra uniforms were, whatever, all the extra baseball crap. He had a little corner that he had a shelving unit with all the extra tape and all the extra stuff in it. And the reason was because the athletic training room could not be locked. The whole club, like, I should say, it couldn't be locked from the clubhouse. The clubhouse could be locked. But once you were in the clubhouse, you could get into the athletic training room. So he was paranoid that somebody would come in and steal all this stuff. So day one of me being in AA, I moved everything back into my into the athletic training room.
Okay. You condensed it all into one.
Yep. I wanted everything at my fingertips. And I just told everybody, seriously, if I start losing stuff, you get none of it. You want something?
If you can't trust your athletes, who can you trust?
I literally said, if you want something, just ask. I'm going to give it to you unless I can't give it to you. Do not steal my stuff. If you steal my stuff, you get none of it. So, I would say full.
This is probably tougher than you think.
No, I'm going to say full. I want it all in the same spot. I want it all in my reach. I don't want to go to another room just to get another box. Even at the end of the night, I don't care if that's part of the end of the night or the beginning of the morning duties of the athletic trainer, like setting it up and restocking. I'm thinking of my other athletic training room, like when I was in the big leagues. Our storage room was, literally 2 feet away. So it was in the same room.
Okay.
And that was even like, I got to bring more tape out. Like, no, I want it all just there.
Now, I guess most athletic trainers will say if you don't have a storage room, you just don't have the room.
Yeah, or vice versa. You have this tiny little closet that is your athletic training room. Do you sacrifice being able to have a table and maybe like, a cart full of tape, or do you have everything stored in there? You might have to have the storage room. If I'm building an athletic training room, everything's in one room. Absolutely everything's in one room.
Yeah, I think so too.
I do want separation, a little bit of like traditional fitness gym equipment in my room, but I don't want that far away either.
Interesting. We got some comments here. Most people are saying friend. Kate Adcock says one of our men's basketball players has been going behind the ATC's back to cut himself new knee sleeves.
That's just, come on.
That's too bad.
Come on.
So it's interesting. If you're listening at home, let us know what you think, friend or foe, having a separate supply room. I think there's an interesting...
What does Chad say?
No, I started. I said foe.
Okay.
I don't want to have to move things twice. I feel like you're just doing it multiple times.
Yeah. I feel like it's more work. Even though I agree with you.
Do I have
old school Chad of like you enjoy the process of getting to work early, starting the warm in the cold tub, like getting everything
preparing.
set up. Like there is a very routine, like it starts your day off the right way. I don't want that to be restocking tape rolls or Band-Aids or like I want that to be easier access. I don't want to go to another room. Ugh. Let's use that room for something else.
Yeah.
Let's put some good cabinets in our athletic training room and let's use that room for something else.
I don't disagree. So I assume at the college and pro level that would be way easier than at the high school level. Easier said than done.
Very much so.
I'm guessing at the high school level you really have to have it separate.
Yeah, I would assume. I would assume most high schools. There's a lot of very nice high schools out there, but at the same time, that's maybe another piece of a conversation with you and your athletic director. Maybe that spot's not the best spot for the athletic training room. Maybe the athletic training room should be in X spot instead, and maybe we utilize that storage for something else instead of all the, gym mats being in that room. What if it's big enough to be an athletic training room?
Yeah.
Hell if I know. We had a room at my high school. The athletic training room was probably, now it was prime location. Literally the door to the athletic training room was it was on the basketball court. So you could literally lean against the doorway and watch all athletics that were happening in the gym. But there was a storage room that was like up these little stairs, and it was underneath the bleachers, and they weren't even bleachers. It was like a balcony that we had in our old gym. That would have been a really good athletic training room because it was actually decently wide and really deep. You could have gotten a lot done in that room. But instead, it was just a really poorly organized storage room for like football pads and gym mats. Like it was stupid. It was absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
We
see that way too often.
Yeah, you totally could have repurposed those rooms to be very useful.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Okay, that's all we got for our weekly topics. Let's let's do our feature topic. Let's talk about red flags. I missed. Graphics are for losers.
Such like a breaking news.
Yeah. So I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast yesterday.
Who?
Bill Simmons.
Who?
The granddaddy of the grandfather of podcasts. He's like on the Mount Rushmore of podcasts. God. You know, they asked him about
bringing us on, and he was like, "We can't afford.
We can't afford them."
It's fucking nuts.
They were talking. They were talking to somebody who did. I think there's a new documentary out about like Uber and stuff.
Really?
I think some documentary people, and they were talking about the collaboration, like the creative process, and how it's changed going on Zoom. So they got into this whole debate about whether Zoom calls have made production meetings easier or worse and stuff like that. Yeah. And they started talking about the Zoom call, the process in terms of podcasting and how so many podcasts are Zoom calls now.
Yeah. And
he said he finds that it's way better in person.
Way better.
Because the energy level. Mm-hmm. But he said, I find that when you are in person, you tend to cut each other off way more. Because like on Zoom, you've developed this rhythm of I talk, then you talk, then I talk, then you talk. It's like natural. And when you're in the same room, you just cut each other off because that's just how conversation happens. And I thought about me always cutting you off.
See, and that's where I hate Zoom calls because you can't have a natural conversation.
Yeah.
Natural conversations are like you cut each other off.
We've been doing it forever.
You feel like, imagine if me and you were in two separate rooms.
No.
Like, I don't know if this podcast would work.
I don't know.
If we had to wait for each other to like stop talking before the other one talked, it just wouldn't work.
No, not at all.
And I mean,
fucking A, Shamrock Shakes are back. I gotta get one. God damn it, I love a Shamrock Shakes. Who said that? Thanks, Kevin. Oh.
I would say the only good thing about Zoom with podcasts is it has allowed for easier access, but I don't think it's making better conversation. I don't think it's making better conversation. I think it's making worse conversation.
Zach said he's an absolute slut for Shamrock Shakes, and I am too. I might just be just as slutty.
Oh, you guys.
That's so funny.
I haven't had a Shamrock Shake in a while.
I think they changed the formula.
Did they?
I don't think they're quite as good. Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, anyways.
It honestly has been a hot minute.
Let's go tomorrow.
I'd give it at least 5 years.
Oh, not for me.
At least.
I try and get at least one a year. And I have to limit myself because that's why you end up like this.
Dad bod.
Although I will say I joined the gym again.
Which one?
And I am working out again.
Are you really?
Yeah, I did. I started working out last week.
Interesting.
New gym.
Feeling sore?
No, I've been really smart about not overdoing it. I've been doing mostly like light cardio.
That is not how you work out. That is not how you work out.
Trust me.
Nope. You just get after it. You go hard right away.
I'm going to give myself 2 weeks grace period, and then I'll get after it. So, all right, let's talk about red flags. And I think this might be an interesting conversation. This is National Athletic Training Month. If you're listening to us in audio form, we just had a bunch of people who passed their exam. Congratulations to you all. It's springtime, which means soon jobs will be posted. So what should you be looking for in terms of what's a potential red flag when you're looking for your first or next job?
Yeah, it's not just your first, that's your next. How do you know the grass is greener versus redder?
Red grass. Have you ever seen red grass? I've seen yellow grass.
I've seen plenty of yellow grass.
Have you seen real yellow grass? You remember that story?
No.
When I sprayed.
Oh, yeah.
When I accidentally bought, right. I thought I was buying a weed killer, and I bought a weed and grass killer on accident and sprayed the whole front yard, and it was bright yellow for the entire summer. Everyone's like, what the hell is this guy doing? Literally killed the whole front grass.
Just trying to kill my grass, everybody.
I thought I bought a weed killer. It was weed and grass killer.
I do remember you doing that. That was definitely I was gone summer.
Okay.
For sure. Otherwise, I don't know why I wouldn't have seen it. Red flags. You got a couple red flags?
Yeah, I have some. I think.
Give me a red flag.
And I'm not gonna go with the obvious one, because I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's.
What's the obvious one?
I think the obvious one is salary.
Oh. Okay.
If salary's not listed.
Whew.
And I saw something last week on Twitter that I thought was really funny, and I might have retweeted, I might not have. It said, if your salary is so competitive, then why don't you just say what it is? You know how it's, salary is competitive.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is just your way of saying, well, you tell me a number and I'll tell you if you're close.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
It's that dance around. Just tell us. Just give us a number.
Ooh.
Look, we want to hire you at this.
Dude, I'm trying to buy a house right now, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous, the amount of, gambling you're doing.
Yeah. So I don't really think that's a red flag, though, because I think it's actually expected. I don't consider that a red flag. I think that's just part of the process.
Agreed.
So I disclude that from my red flags. I think red flag number one for me is the timing of the post. Let's say you're applying for, or if there's a position that gets posted in, let's just say November.
Yeah. Like UWM baseball.
I guess okay, if most jobs are a year. Yeah, no, yeah. I was going to say that gets into a whole set. What you just said, we'll get into that right now. If the job is posted in the spring or the summer, that means somebody made it through a year and didn't leave halfway through.
Correct.
Which makes me feel like, okay, that's not a bad job. If somebody made it through a year. If somebody leaves halfway through the year for a reason, that's a red flag to me. So if this job should not be available in the middle of their season or whatever.
Yeah, why is it open?
That's the first red flag to me. Now, there's always going to be, it's really interesting. I've thought about this for years, is there's no good time to leave a job.
Never.
So you're constantly it's like, all right, if somebody leaves the professional setting, and then let's just say a college athletic trainer goes to the professional, then that means a college job opens up, and then maybe a high school or like a Division III or a lower college position, somebody leaves that one, and so the trickle down effect is it's always going to be a job open if somebody's always taking a new job or taking a advancement or a step up.
Sure.
So there's always going to be that time that a job is open that maybe it shouldn't be. But that may be a red flag for you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I left in November.
Time of year.
My job shouldn't have been open, but I left. Should it be a red flag if somebody I don't know. That's number one to me.
Okay.
What do you got? You got one?
So I was trying to think about this from okay, I'm in the traditional setting, and I'm thinking about getting out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking for a job, and somebody, say it's at a PT clinic, maybe an orthopedic specialist clinic, maybe it's at some kind of sports medicine, whatever, and I'm going with the obvious one, but I joked about it earlier, but that they don't really know what the capabilities of an athletic trainer are. They don't know what athletic training is. That they don't list athletic training as a possible position or a possible credential for this position.
Yeah.
Just because somebody works in any kind of orthopedics, they might not know what you're capable of as an athletic trainer. And that's a red flag to me. Or it's an opportunity. So one or the other.
I agree.
But it's a red flag from the standpoint of it's an uphill battle of getting recognition of you as a worthy component of their machine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, salary. Like I don't negotiating salary. What the salary is, it's just part of every career, and it's always going to be something that either they're going to say up to X amount of dollars, and you're going to look at it and be like, "Oh, look at that! I can make $280,000 a year as an athletic trainer." But then you get to the interview, and it's $38,000 a year.
Yep.
With incentives of this. I would say, salary-wise, I do get very red flag, like buzzers going off when it says bonuses available. As athletic trainers, when I think about the idea of if I can make somebody else more money, I get money, is very sketchy to me. I don't like the referral system. I think the referral system that we all have to go through in some sort of fashion at some point in our career, probably through a hospital, through a PT, whatever, is absolute dog shit. And I think for me, it's a red flag all the time. Because if you let me do my job to its fullest, the person on the other end is going to be happy, and they're going to start trusting where I work. The moment they think that how I'm a part of this machine is that I need you to see this doctor and I need you to see this PT clinic for whatever, people start not trusting you as much. And I think that's a problem in our career. So red flag, red flag, red flag, bonus structure, pay.
I agree with you that the referral thing has got to go away.
I can't go to a soccer practice for a club.
I know.
And be worried about how many of these kids I'm getting into these doctors in order to get into.
It just takes away from what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly. It takes away everything from what we tried to do in this profession.
The genuinity, the originality, just being genuine. How would you say that? Genuinity? It's like virginity?
Genuinity.
It's like I just crossed virginity and being genuine. Genuinity.
Genuinity. I like that. I'm gonna use that on my next Wordle.
Genuinity. Wordle. All right. I got turnover.
Okay.
If you find out that this job's been turned over 4 times in a row,
okay,
there's a red flag. Yeah. Like we're at, like the part of that's is it a GA position? Yeah. It's probably turning over.
Totally. Of course it will.
Then you're not gonna stay there either.
No. What's your last one?
I think it's kind of a red flag. Who's doing the interviewing and hiring?
I like that one.
Is it a head AT? Is it a coach?
Mm-hmm.
Is it an administrator who may or may not? That kind of goes hand in hand with, does this person really know what an AT is supposed to be doing?
Okay.
I think I think the safest way to know that you're in a decent situation is if another AT is hiring you or interviewing you.
I would agree.
Because at least you can ask the right questions and get a feel for it.
Yeah.
So I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with your first one. Does the person really know what an AT's responsibilities and capabilities are?
And you would hope if another AT would know that. I think one of the most extensive interview processes that I went through ever in my life.
Oh, I know. I remember this one.
I
think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, like I interviewed with, just top to bottom of an organization.
The fathers?
Yes. Yes. So that took me a second.
I'm not going to lie. I remember you interviewing because I was sitting on my couch and I could hear you through the vent. I could hear you through the vent. And I remember one of the questions. I actually was like, that question is, what are the 3 most important core exercises you could do? I was like, I know what he's going to say. He's going to say diaphragmatic breathing. And that was the first thing you said. I legit remember sitting on my couch and going, oh, shit, he's interviewing right now. I could hear you.
Well, so it's funny because that was the exact example I was going to bring up. Was like, I wanted to, when they asked me,
I forgot what your second and third one were, though.
It was like, what are your 3 favorite core exercises? Not even like what are the 3 best or like what are your 3 favorite? And I took the phone and I put it away from I was like, what? Like, are you like, okay, okay. Well, when I think about core exercises, I think about this, and I think I nailed it from the standpoint of, I think they were hoping I would say, planks and, Palloff press and, whatever. I'm going to Russian twists because you hit all the different muscle groups and blah, 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 blah. But I broke down the anatomy and like why core is important throughout our entire day. And it's not just this action that we need to do by strengthening with sit-ups and med ball tosses and whatever. But it was a red flag to me from the standpoint of, why are you asking me that question? Why are you asking me a specific thing about a rehab, say, instead of trying, and maybe it shouldn't have been a red flag. Maybe it should have been like, all right, if he answers this question intelligently, then it's great. But if he answers it very, rudimentally, like it shouldn't be, like, in that now he doesn't know what he's talking about. Now we know we can X him out. But to me, it came across as they didn't know what to ask in order to have a conversation with me.
Well, let's see if you were a good fit.
What I didn't like is they were asking me questions that were not conversation builders. They were like a questionnaire.
Yeah.
It was a questionnaire that you would fill out at the end of a CEU course. And it was this little like, what the F? Like, okay. And in my head at that time, because I really wanted the job, I was like, you need me. You need me there to push your buttons.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that would have been a red flag for me to say, crap, like maybe this setting, maybe these people aren't who I want to be around.
Correct.
Oof.
Yeah. Are there any other comments, red flags on the live stream comments here? I mean, we're getting a little talk about the whole referral system, how that sucks. Everyone hates the referral system, so stop doing it, employers.
Yeah.
Aaron's hiring. I'm hiring.
Aaron's hiring.
Yeah, you can work with me if you want. We're hiring. I know of at least a couple different positions. Yeah. So, if anybody else has
I'd work with all of our listeners.
All of them?
Yeah, every single one of them.
Even Dylan?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking.
I think me and Dylan could have a great time.
Great time. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So Ed agreed with me. Red flag. Who's sitting in on the interview? Coach, heavy, and/or admin, AT. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Make sure that if they don't, you know what? This is not necessarily a red flag, but here's what I really don't understand about the hiring process. One thing that grinds my gears, so to say.
Okay.
I don't understand why at any setting the AT doesn't interact with the athletes. Right. Why don't the athletes get to ask some questions? Even if they're going to be a senior and they're only going to be there 1 year, at least you get a sense of the culture and the team and that. Like, wouldn't you want to know that your athletic trainer can interact with your athletes? Why is that not a thing?
Yeah.
Please, somebody explain to me.
At bare minimum, on like in the college setting, like
the captains.
The captains, maybe the coaches at bare minimum, like, because you're hopefully going to work with these coaches for longer than you even work with these athletes that you're going to be around for just this year. I mean, I think there is very valid points into the people that interview you end up not interacting with you at all for a vast majority of the time. It's always the athletes. And maybe like a close other athletic trainer. I don't know.
Aaron just said, can you guys please come to a Portland Pickles baseball game this summer?
Yeah.
I would love to.
Absolutely. Would love to. Can we work too? Can we just help?
Can I get in the dugout?
I just want to be in the dugout. I want to be in the dugout. I want to spit
sunflower seeds. Yeah, that's just where I was.
And I want to not have to do anything.
No, actually, fuck it. I don't want to work. I just want to watch from right behind the dugout.
No, I want to watch from the dugout. I want to watch from the dugout and know what it's like to watch a baseball game from a dugout with no concern about anything.
I don't care if you get hurt. I'm just here for the views.
I'm just here for the views. I would love to do that. I'd love to be just a participant in the dugout.
Yeah.
It'd be a great time.
All right. Well, that's a wrap on 163. Make sure you go to the website. We got some really fun shirts. We've already sold a couple. I'm excited about the new shirts. They're unique. They're fun.
People love sipping coffee.
We haven't even sold a coffee shirt yet.
Oh, yeah.
We did?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh. I know we sold.
Our good friend Will just bought one today.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
I bought something. I thought it was a coffee shirt.
Hell. To hell. That's great. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to Candid Athletic Training Podcast. You know what? Happy National Athletic Training Month 2022. Be looking for a fat bracket. In fact, they should be out before you listen to this. If you're not on the live stream, we'll have them out before you hear this.
Absolutely.
Make sure when you see the link or whatever, get it to as many people as you can and just have conversations. Let them have conversations.
Please.
That's why we do it, to have fun.
Literally. The main reason we do that fat bracket is just to create conversations about athletic training and to have fun. So go to candidathletictraining.com. Hopefully this week you'll be able to download that bracket. Of course, it's just old school. You're going to download it, you're going to fill it out, and then you're going to email it to us. You can email us at candidathletictraining@gmail.com. Get all your athletes to do it. We will, I promise, as always, give out some cool stuff for the athletic trainer that gets the most submissions of fat brackets, not submissions in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but in fat brackets. And then we'll, of course, give out some free cool stuff for the winners and all the above. So CandidAthleticTraining.com is where you're going to be able to find it. CandidAthleticTraining@gmail.com is the email. @Candid_ATC is all of the social media. Obviously, that's where you're going to keep updated with us. You're going to keep updated with the fat bracket. Make sure you follow. Make sure you hit the like buttons. All of the above that you need to do on all these social media platforms. Also, you know what? If we're going to go out to Portland and hang out with some... What were the Portland Pickles?
The Pickles. She said we can sit in the dugout.
Hey, listen, if we're going to go hang out with some Portland Pickles, we might as well hang out with some other people while we're at it. So, I don't know, maybe that'd be a cool new thing in the future that we can go hang out with some of our listeners while they're doing their jobs. I like it.
We need more members so we can do more fun things.
Yes, we need more members, more sponsors. Anybody that wants to sponsor a great podcast so that we can travel the world and talk to all the athletic trainers? Boom. We have
a very, 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 very important meeting next week. So be on the lookout. Maybe a new sponsor coming.